Skip it up and that up. I swear to God, poor game developers, and you guys know when I think a game developer or publisher is doing something shady, I'll rip them apart any day of the week. But this time I'm going to defend them, because when it comes to PC gamers, I really think that the PC gaming community is more fickle and more of a pain in the ass than even console gamers, especially when it comes to when a new game's about to be released and the company who's about to release the game talks about the minimum and recommended specs. Because if the specs are too high, this is usually the complaints that the developer will get.
Oh my God, Bethesda! Are you kidding me? Those specs are too high for the minimum requirements. I'm gonna have to go, buy a whole new computer. What do you want me to go buy, 2 GTX Titan X's? I bet you Bethesda's, in cahoots with NVIDIA, because everyone knows we're gonna want this new game, so they're gonna make us all have to go buy new video cards. It's a conspiracy, guys, I'm telling you. I'm gonna go rage on Reddit like a big fucking nerd.
Or if the PC gaming community thinks the minimum required specs for a new game are too low and aren't demanding enough, this is the reaction that a game developer will get.
Oh my God, why are the minimum requirement specs for this new game so freaking low? I could run this on a calculator. I mean, what the flip, Bethesda? Are you using the same build of the Source engine that Valve used for Half-Life 2 in 2004? It's 2015, people. I want prettier graphics. I demand them.
So what the hell am I talking about? Well, yesterday Bethesda released the minimum and recommended PC specs that you need to run Fallout 4. And according to Destructoid, and I quote here, they aren't dropping any bombshells. I'll read the specs to you and then give you my thoughts. So here are the recommended specs to get the best experience, quote unquote, with Fallout 4. Right, the operating system, who gives a shit? Windows 7, 8, or 10, 64-bit, which why on a gaming PC be running 32-bit is beyond me. The processor is an Intel Core i7 4790 3.6 GHz or an AMD 9590 4.7 GHz or equivalent. Memory, 8 GB of RAM. Hard drive, you're going to need about 30 gigs of hard drive space. And the graphics card is NVIDIA GTX 780 3 GB or an AMD Radeon R9 290X 4 GB or equivalent. Now that's the recommended experience. Now here are the minimum requirements. Again, OS, Windows 7, 8, or 10, 64-bit. Processor, Core i5, 2300, 2.8 GHz, or an AMD Phenom 2, X4, 945. Okay, that's pretty dated stuff. 3 GHz or equivalent. 8 gigs of RAM, again, 30 GB of hard drive space. And the graphics cards, okay, these are pretty damn modest. An NVIDIA GTX 550 Ti or an AMD Radeon HD 7870, 2 GB or equivalent to that. Now, Destructoid, where are these recommended specs for Fallout 4 in the PC so modest? A GTX 780 is not that old of a card. That if you have a GTX 780 or an R9 290X, you still have a pretty damn beast gaming PC. You're running games at 1080p or 1440p, and you're still maxing them out, or pretty damn close. You may have to cut down a couple settings a teeny tiny little bit, but those are still beast video cards. Those were just right before the 900 series. The GTX 780 was right before the 900 series cards. I don't really get, and the 290X for Radeon is right behind the 300 series cards. So where are these specs so modest? An Intel Core i7 4790 or an AMD FX 9590? Now, granted, for some reason AMD refuses to update their desktop CPUs, but those aren't entry-level processors by any means. That's if you have an Intel, let me put it this way. If you have an Intel Core i7 4790 and a GTX 780 video card and 8 gigs of RAM, you have a pretty damn good gaming PC that you're still maxing out virtually everything out there. So why are people making fun of Fallout 4 for these specs and saying, it's not going to light the world on fire? Now, if the minimum required specs here were the recommended specs for Fallout 4, then I would be like, oh man, yeah, this game is going to be some ugly fucking game. But those are for a recommended experience. That's a pretty beastly PC they're asking you to have to get the optimal Fallout 4 or the best Fallout 4 experience. So why people are complaining about this is beyond me. Look, the game is going to... here's the bottom line. Everyone knows Bethesda when it comes at least to the Fallout series. They don't use top-end graphics. But you know what? If you love the Fallout series, I'm sure the game is going to be fine. From what I've seen of it, from the previews and the footage I've seen of it, I think people are complaining the way the game looks. I think it looks pretty damn good. It's not the best looking game I've ever seen, but it's fine. I think it looks like current gen or next gen. I don't understand why people are flipping out about the visuals of Fallout 4. I'm sure you're going to like the game. Get over it. Now, games being 720p and 900p in the current gen consoles, that's an issue. These recommended specs for Fallout 4, they're fine. I think that's a pretty substantial PC they want you to have to truly enjoy Fallout 4. So I think the game is going to be much prettier than people are giving it credit for. All right, folks, this is Rich of Review Tech USA. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting my channel. Have a good one.